Hello, second grade. This is Miss Phelps. I am a student teacher here at Jackson Elementary, and today I'm super excited. We are going to be talking about partners and teams. So we're just going to start talking about this a little bit. I'm going to give you some think time, and we're just going to have a fun time with this. So first, let's start talking about partners. So I know many times when we're in school, we work in partners to do games, activities, or to even just bounce ideas off of each other, right? So when we have partners in class, that is two students working together. Two students working together. So what if you guys came into school and in our class we had 11 students? Would everyone be able to have a partner? So right now, I want you to pause this video, think about that. You can draw a picture. You can use cubes, or you can just think in your head independently. If we have 11 students, will there be enough for everyone to have a partner? Yes or no? I'm glad you had some awesome think time about that. So I just made an illustration here, and this is something that you could use as a tool to help you when thinking about this. So up here, I just put 11 students so I could remember that I have 11 students. Well, I have different ways that we can solve this, or think about this problem. So I know some people, they might want to draw their pictures of 11 students. So count with me. Let me make sure I have 11 students. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so we have our 11 students, so that's how many kids we have in our class. And then I drew little boxes in case you want to use cubes to represent. So in case you have cubes, which you all should have cubes at home with you in your math bag, you can use cubes to represent our students. So again, I just have a cube under each of my pictures just so in case you use cubes to represent. Well, then I put them in partners. So again, a partnership is two people. So it would be like me working with another teacher, you working with a classmate, with a peer. That would be a partnership. So I can skip count. I can use my prior knowledge about skip counting and skip count by twos to see if everyone will have a partner. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Uh-oh, do I have two people here? I don't. So can I go up to 12? I can't. So does this last person have a partner? No. And that means we have an odd number because there is not another person where he or she can have a partner. Using either your cubes or an illustration or just even skip counting by twos in your head, that can help you determine if everyone will be able to have a partner or not. And then in that case, if I had a class with 11 students, I would make my last group a group of 3 because we don't leave anyone out. Now let's talk about teams. So have any of you guys ever played basketball or football, baseball, anything like that where there are teams? If so, you know that you always play with two teams playing against each other. So if we think about having two teams, then let's think about another problem. So here's another problem for you to think about. What if we come in and we have a class of 10? Class of 10, I stand in front of the room and I'm like, friends, I want us to play a game. We need to separate into two teams. How would I do that? How would I separate into two teams? Would we have an equal number of teammates on each team? So if by saying an equal number, does that mean I have the same number of students on one team as the second team? So right now we have 10 students, I want you to think about, will we have the same number, an equal number of students on both teams? Pause your video and think about that now. Great, so I hope you had some awesome think time about that. And if you said that we would have an even number of students on each team, you were correct. But let's talk about that. So first, I can make a little chart. If I want to visually see, I can use a chart, and I'm just going to make a line, and this is going to be team 1, and this is going to be team 2. Something super simple that I can do is I can just mark, there's one student, and here's one student, and just go back and forth till I get to 10. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if I look at my picture, whoops, sorry guys, my thing's not all the way in. There we go. If I look at my picture, this is how many students are on my team. So let's see if they are equal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this team has 5 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This team also has 5 people. So that means both of our teams have the same amount of people. Well, I also want to make sure I have all 10 of the kids on my team. So let's count the total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I know that I have all 10 students represented, and they are equally divided into the 2 teams. Another strategy that you can use for dividing into teams is you can use snap cubes. So I have a strip of 10. So a strip of 10, I have 10 snap cubes, which is perfect for how many students we're separating into a team. So I'm going to break those apart, and basically what another strategy I could do is similar, but it's something you're actually touching. So here's my cube. So I'll place 1 on one team. I'm going to drop all my cubes. I'm sorry, guys. I can't show this very well. I'm going to drop all my cubes down here. So I'm going to put 1 on one team, 1 on my other team. Then I'm going to do the same. I'm going to grab and add another to each team. And I'm going to keep doing that until I run out of cubes. So I'm adding 1 to each team. So here I have all my cubes used up. All 10 of my students are on a team. But are they equal? So let me see. Here's team 1. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 students on team 1. Here's my team 2. So let's count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So both of our teams have the same amount of people on each team, which means they are equal. Okay, so now I want you to go and grab your activity page 433, and we are going to talk through this together and work through this, and then you are going to practice some on your own. So now that you have your page, let's look at what it's asking. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns here. They all have different questions. So let's look at our first column. It says, how many would not have a partner? Then it says, would everyone have a partner? If yes, how many pairs? So the trick here is that this center column tells us how many students we have. So we're going to answer the question next to it first and then the furthest away question, okay? I know it's a little confusing, but that's how we're doing it. And then on the other side of it is another question. And it says, would there be 2 equal teams? If yes, how many on each team? And then it says, how many would be left over? So we are going to do 2 of these examples together, and then you're going to get to finish the rest on your own. Are you ready? Okay, let's go. So the first row tells us we have how many students. You should have this paper. I know it's not very clear, but you should be able to look. You should be looking at this now with me. So our first row tells us we have how many students? 7. We have 7 students. So let's look to the left of that, and it says, would everyone have a partner? If yes, how many pairs? If yes, how many pairs? So let me grab my dry erase board and let's draw our partners, okay? So we have 7 students, so let's draw 7 students. Okay, look up here with me. Ooh. Let's make sure we have 7. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we have 7 students. So let's remember, pairs is 2. So I'm going to underline each of my 2s. There's 1 pair, 1 partnership, another pair, another. Uh-oh, can I make an underline here? He doesn't have a friend. So in that space where it says would everyone have a partner? If yes, how many pairs? Well, does everyone have a partner? No. So we are going to write no in that box. N-O. No. Well, then we got to answer the question next to it on the very end. It says, how many would not have a partner? So how many do we have that does not have a partner? Just one, exactly. So we are going to write one in that blank. This is what we've done so far. So now we got to look on the other side. It says, would there be 2 equal teams? If yes, how many on each team? So on this one, I'm going to grab my cubes. So again, I have 7 students. So I'm going to grab 7 cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's my students. So now I'm going to lay these down, and in each hand, because we're having 2 teams, I'm going to grab 1 in each hand till I run out. So I'm grabbing 1, I'm going to add another, then I'm going to grab another. Uh-oh, I only have 1 cube left. So does that mean I can have equal teams? No, because if I add 1 cube, this one's going to be larger. This one's going to be a smaller team. So in that box, it says, would there be 2 equal teams? Yes or no? So we're going to write no, because there would not be. And it says, if yes, how many on each team? Then we want to look to the last box, and it says, how many would be left over? So how many did I just say? So we can look in each of my teams right now. I have 3. So if I have 3 in this team and 3 in this team, 3 plus 3 is 6. We have 7 students, so how many's left over? 1. Fabulous. Fabulous. So you should have your first part of your chart filled out. Now we're going to do the second row, and then you're going to finish the rest on your own, okay? Okay. So our second number of students is 9. 9. So I'm going to look to the left, and it says, would everyone have a partner? If yes, how many pairs? So I'm going to draw my partners really quick. So I have drew my students. So let's make sure we have all 9 of our students represented. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now we want to see, will everyone have a partner? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pair them up again. So I have, there's my 1 partner, my 1 pair, because look, I have 2 together. There's another pair. There's another, and uh-oh. Does he have a pair? Does he have a partner? No, he's the last one. So again, just like before in that box, we will write no. No. And then it says, how many would not have a partner? So how many does not have a partner? 1. Fabulous. Well, now let's think about our teams. So again, I'm going to get 9 cubes. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have my 9 cubes. I'm going to lay them down, and I have each of my teams. So I'm going to grab one up until I run out, or I only have 1 left, because they can't each get a team, or they can't each have another member, because there's not enough for each team. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh, I only have 1 left. So is there enough to have 2 equal teams if I have 1 left over? No, because we can't. If we put 1 on this team, this one's going to have more teammates, right? So again, in that box, you will write no. And then how many's left over? How many did I say was left over? Maybe you can remember. If not, here's my teams. So I have 2 teams of 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. And we had 9 students. So how many more do I have? 1. Fabulous, fabulous. Now, I want you to pause this video and finish this chart. on your own. You are going to do amazing. This is awesome practice. And then